front page news. Strange finds porch inviting, you bet, as Doug Strange is the first to hit one in the second deck of the home run porch. His second home run of the year, as the Rangers take that one and have scored 2 more and have a 3-2 lead as we go to the 8th. Dallas Morning News. Doug Strange with the big home run. Rangers will now have Beltre in at shortstop on the base hit, pinch hit, base hit by Gary Redus, which broke the tie. Rangers now lead 3-2. Jaha will be the leadoff man. There's Beltre. Esteban with the White Sox. In fact, 2 years ago he played a lot. Guillen missed most of the year, and then last year didn't make an appearance. Jaha's had 2 hits, been on base 3 times, 2 walks, or 2 singles and a walk. Three runs, 8 hits for the Rangers. 2-5.
Greg, we're into the part of the game where Kevin Kennedy might decide to employ the whole bullpen. He's already used Hurst and Carpenter. It is conceivable Honeycutt comes into the left-hand hitting Nelson, and then Howell comes in, and then Henke comes in. You could see the entire H crew tonight.
They're not tired, of course. The Rangers having some days off early. Didn't have to use many people 2 days ago anyway. 2 balls and a strike. Strike 2.
You know, a lot of times managers just say, well, this guy sets up and this guy does this and this guy does that. The key inning here for the Brewers is this one. This is the middle of the order. And if you're going to employ your bullpen to get somebody out, it should be these people.
3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Jaha. John from Portland, Oregon. He also snake bit a little bit last year. Had the flu, tonsillitis. Laces the ball to center, in for a base hit, and almost hopped over Hall. Oh, boy. David had to get all of his 5'11" up in the air on that one. That ground is a little hard.
Well, Hall's looking around. This reacted like it was artificial surface.
Oh.
And Greg, as we discussed, here comes Kennedy, and he may well be going to, the lefty-righty situation.
Well, Honeycutt will be the next pitcher. Now, Carpenter leaves the game. He's the pitcher of record for the Rangers. Should they hold on and win, he would be the winner. Honeycutt is coming into what is nowadays called a hold situation.
And he may be coming into just one hitter. The left-hand hitting Nielsen. Let's take a look at the ball that Diaz could not catch. That got the Rangers.
I want to see where he slowed down, because on a replay we showed earlier, maybe you're right. It's before he dives. Now he's running okay here.
He seems to have the ball measured. He seemed to have that ball measured to me, and it almost looked like he belly flopped to catch the ball. Now, Greg, for the sake of the fans who don't understand the rule there, that ball must be held when he hits the ground.
Yeah, it's exact opposite from football, with the ground causing the fumble. Here the ground can cause all sorts of stuff.
Close play at the plate, huh?
Oh, yeah. Pud says, I think I'm out. Now there's the man behind. This is Howell, and he'll keep throwing. Because really, when you stop and think about it, unless Honeycutt can induce a double play ball off the bat of Nielsen, almost certainly would go to another pitcher, I would think.
Well, but now Spires is in there in the DH spot. And Bill Spires hits left-handed. What Kennedy may do is allow Honeycutt to pitch to Nielsen and then to Reed, and then force the hand of the manager, Garner, to use a pinch hitter for Spires. He could conceivably go 3 hitters with Honeycutt, or 1. I think a lot of it depends on what Honeycutt looks like against Nielsen.
If he gets these next 2 out, and there are 2 outs, that changes the decision-making, certainly. Well, Honeycutt, of course, this is his second stint with the Rangers. When he was here before, he was in an entirely different role.
Appeared in 3 games in a row at Baltimore. 2 of the 4 inherited runners he's come in with have scored.
Rick's best overall season was really when he was with Texas back 11 years ago, 1983, which was, let's see, 83. Yeah, that was the first season of Ranger games on HSE, and he was 14-8, 2.42 earned run average as a starter. Ballpark in Arlington. One thing they've had a little problem with up there, I am told, is pigeons. How do pigeons know what those type of things are built when there weren't any pigeons living around here before?
Word gets around, Greg.
It must get around. So they'll figure out ways to control the pigeon population in the ceiling up there. Honeycutt working Nilsson.
Forget pigeons were used to transfer messages at one time.
True. A bunt out in front of the plate. Pudge will make the play and nail him. Well, Brewers going for the tie here with the leadoff man on, and actually, Geno, that you stop and think about it, with that lefty-lefty situation, that can also contribute to your strategic managing from the Brewers sideline.
Exactly right.
And now here comes Kennedy.
Because the bunt, in effect, forced Kennedy to come to Howell, didn't it?
Well, and it also, the other thing it did was it, your percentages of your left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher are lower, so why not use him to bunt?
But had Honeycutt retired Nilsson without the runner advancing, then Kennedy could have, in effect, saved Howell. Now, with the tying run in scoring position, he's almost forced to bring him to come to the right-hand hitting Reed. And that means that Spires will get to hit versus a right-hand pitcher in this situation. Or Kennedy could walk Spires, but that would get him to Listash, and I think that's the guy in this inning that Kennedy wants to avoid facing.
I think so. The guy's hitting over 500. That would be a guy to avoid.
Jay, step it up a little, Jay.
We have some more space to sell, don't we? Now that they've got this long...
Yes. We can sell 1.5-minute breaks while the pitcher comes in. By the way, for our basketball fans in our HSE viewing area, Rodney Rogers had 18 tonight. San Antonio doesn't get a basket the last 7.5 minutes of the game. Denver 83, San Antonio 78.
Things change, don't they, in basketball?
Oh, they do.
Quickly. Over a little, 1 week you're red hot, and the next week, all of a sudden, everyone's jumping off the bandwagon. All the teams that are at the top are all looking for the playoffs and looking forward, and they want to go in playing well. Well, let's take a look at Jay Howell, who was coming off a season last year that was very, very good, really. He had a 3-3 record, 2.31. And that's why we're talking about last year, because this year so far isn't very good. Last year he was 2.31 in 54 games and 3-3 record. And he has gotten off to a slow start here. But of course he got playing with the Braves last year. Atlanta, some of that pitching rubs off, I think, when you sit on the bench with some of the guys they've got on that team.
Jay Howell's last 20 appearances for the Braves last year. And we all know how pressure-packed those games were. His last 20 appearances covering August, September, and October. He pitched 22 innings and allowed a run. Wow. Yeah, I'd say Jay was a good setup man last year.
Apparently, he did not face Reed last year in the source book that I had, so apparently they never crossed paths when they were Dodgers versus Braves, but he will be out now to pitch with runners at second, rather run at second base, and 1 out. Those are the office buildings. The top floor, the 4th floor, the Ranger offices, and the 2nd and 3rd are leased out to various people, including Cowboy quarterback Troy Aikman has his business office there. I know there's a orthodontist there.
And Ranger President Tom Schieffer moved his law office there.
Yeah, he's one floor away from where he does the rest of his work. Jody Reed. Reed has grounded out, flied to left, and walked. Rangers 3, Brewers 2. 1 ball. Howell is one of the veteran pitchers that had the terrible spring on top of the slow start here this year.
That's being kind, by the way, Greg.
But it's, you know, it's one of those things that has to make a manager nervous. You just got to say, well, he's a veteran. He'll come around. And most of the time they do. The place where you get fooled is when it's that year that it's actually over. You didn't anticipate it. Now we got to go through the signals again.
Yeah, to call Jay Spring terrible really is being kind. But then his ERA wasn't as high as Chris Carpenter's. Ranger bullpen had a horrible time in spring training. But they haven't broken too badly from the gate so far this year, other than that
I was going to say, have
ugly
you
New
forgotten
York
Wednesday
game?
in New York? Or Thursday, I guess it was.
Wednesday and Thursday I'd like to have forgotten in New York.
1 ball and no strikes. Fastball for a strike, 1-1.
If you've not seen Jay Howell before, he's a fastball curveball pitcher. And he really is a curveball pitcher by trade. That's the pitch Jay's going to get you with.
Originally a 31st round pick by Cincinnati in '76. He'd been drafted out of high school in the 12th round by Cincinnati, but elected to go to the University of Colorado and played there for 3 years. He lost some money, too. He went from 12th round to 31st round. I'd say his college career didn't help.
Yeah, he's made some money since, though.
Yes. There's a fastball that's wide. 2 balls and a strike.
You know, guys like this, you almost lose sight of what a fine, long career Jay Howell's had. He's had over 50 wins and over 150 saves pitching out of bullpens.
29 saves for Oakland in '85. Fly ball, foul. Out of play.
The nice thing about Howell and Honeycutt is that the Rangers last year, when Tom Henke couldn't close, when Henke had been overused or for one reason or another wasn't available, Rangers didn't have another guy that you could say, hey, there's a guy that's been a closer. Well, Honeycutt and Howell have each done closers' jobs at times in their career, and the Rangers now feel pretty well fortified in that situation.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Reed. Missed slightly with a looked like a slider, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Freddie McGriff has just hit a 3-run homer in the 12th inning for Atlanta, and they beat San Francisco 6-3.
I don't know. They may be in trouble. They gave up 3 runs in 12 innings. There's a chink in the Brave pitching. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, if you've been worried about the Ranger pitching, you have a right to worry. The 44 runs in the first 6 games, most the Rangers have ever given up in the first 6 games of the season in the history of the franchise.
Well, there were some people worried. And the reason is because of track records. You know, this team is still fully capable of, very much fully capable of winning the West. But it's going to have its ups and downs. Not a dominant pitching staff, but maybe good enough. Here's the 3-2. Walker.
The problem with that walk is, yes, first base is open. Yes, it sets up the double play. But unless you get the double play, yes, you have to face Pat Listash this inning.
He will start with Spires. Spires has struck out twice and grounded to second.
And you know what else, Greg? The Brewers do manage to tie this game somehow. The Rangers' bullpen's pretty well used up. Because you got to figure one of the bullpen pitchers actually started this game.
Yep.
So you got to figure, in reality, this is the 5th bullpen pitcher the Rangers have used tonight. Dreyer, Hurst, Carpenter, Honeycutt, and Howell.
Bouncing ball could be 2. Manuel Lee takes it himself. 1, throw to first. Clark saves him. Oh, Will Clark saves him. It's a double play. And that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Rangers on top 3-2 on HSE.
Yo, check it out. Here's what I gotta know.
Did you guys come out to play or what?
Oh, showtime. Yo, any Gatorade in the house, y'all? This thirst is getting deeper.
Gatorade, can you quench my thirst all the way to the soles of my size 13s?
So if you come out to play without your Gatorade, you better
Call your mother to pick you up.
Gatorade thirst quencher for that deep down body thirst.
The game. Some just play it, others own it. The ones who own it see what no one else sees and know what no one else knows. Nobody knows the game like Topps. Topps gives you the players you want, the stats that matter, and pictures that tell the whole story. Own Topps, and you own more than a card. You own the game. Somewhere in the world is somebody you'd love to be able to call every single day. Now MCI's Friends Around the World Anytime gives you the lowest priced international call to that special someone 7 days a week. For a limited time, you get 40% off on weekdays and 60% off on weekends. Our greatest savings ever to any person you choose. Join Friends Around the World anytime.
You're watching HSE, the best team on TV.
There you see some people up in what have to be the Bob Uecker seats. And, of course, if Milwaukee is here, that means Bob Uecker himself, or Harry Doyle, I think, as he's known in Major League 2.
Good seat, eh, buddy?
Yeah, we go to David Hulse leading off here in the 8th. Hulse has grounded out twice and singled. Swings and misses. Got to tell you about something, new little feature that we have. We'll tell you about it after David bats, in which those of you who make sparkling plays in the stands have a chance to star. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shot to the right side on the easy hop for Jaha, and there's 1 down. Here's tonight's Royal Oak Charcoal Grandstand play of the game. Now, this is a play made by a fan in the stands. And Kevin Cockrell, our ace utility man, runs down, gets the man's name, and it's Royce Knox of Colleyville. Now, what that means is that he receives a Royal Oak gift certificate and is eligible for the Royal Oak Grandstand Catch of the Year. Now, you have to be coming to a game in the future, and you catch a foul ball, and it's the 7th or 8th inning, you probably will not be, well, you won't be, because this is in the first 6 innings. To get this announcement out in time, if you make a great catch in the first 6 innings of the game, and it is chosen as the catch of the game, you will have a chance to win.
How about Darrell Hamilton? Why wouldn't you give him one?
He wasn't in the grandstand. He would, if he'd gone just a little more farther, he might have been in the grandstand.
Well, he almost kept the ball from going in the grandstand.
That's right. But he didn't count. He'll have to buy his own charcoal. Doug Strange had a home run his last time up. He's 2 for 3.
Knowing Kevin, I have a feeling that a high percentage of those awards are going to go to women. What do you think?
Well, he's going to be looking for a lot of women catching the ball well. Yep. 2 down. Rangers have the closer in the bullpen. Tom Henke. He will pitch the 9th.
The gas man up and getting ready.
He already has a couple of saves. In fact, he saved the 2 Ranger wins. A chance to save the first night game and the first Ranger victory in the ballpark in Arlington if the Rangers can hold on. Canseco is up. Jose has a hit and a walk. Been on base 2 or 3 times.
You know, Bill Wegman's going to get this loss.
Yep. Listash on the toss across, and that takes care of it. So Henke will be in. The Rangers will try to close it out. The top of the ninth is coming. It's Texas 3, Milwaukee 2.
The best.
This is our new Kodak digital laser color edge color copier.
It will make transparency. It will enlarge photographs. It will reduce photographs.
You can make multiple images of one photograph.
If you want an extra copy of your grandchildren,
Makes copies of charts and graphs.
digitizes the image, puts it on the paper just almost distortion free, and you walk away with a good copy.
Pick up and delivery to your office from Quick Copy in downtown Longview.
I'm Ben Hitt at Jack Longtine Nissan in Longview. Once again, last month was the best in the 60-year history of the dealership. Now take advantage of our Freedom Plan. Freedom from high payments and long terms. A 1994 Nissan Maxima GXE, only $279 per month. Nissan Pathfinder XE, only $269 per month. The Nissan Altima GXE, just $249 per month. The Nissan Hardbody Truck XE, $199 per month. The Nissan Sentra XE, $189 per month. And all terms are only 36 months.
Feels deep grooves, all designed to enhance performance, making these soles tough shoes to fill. The Dallas Mavericks are making strides, cutting, pivoting, leaping, doing whatever it takes to take the air out of the competition. At HSE, we're not just showing off our shoes, we're showing that the Dallas Mavericks have some tough soles. The Nuggets take on the Mavs Friday night at 7:30, live on HSE.
Some of the younger fans and apparently popped in the stands here as we get set for the ninth. Rangers on top 3-2, and Tom Henke is on to try to save it, get the Rangers back within one game of 500 and in the win column for the first time in the ballpark.
Henke's made 3 appearances, and this is how Kevin Kennedy will use him this year. With the presence of Howell and Honeycutt, Kevin's decided to turn Tom Henke into, in effect, Dennis Eckersley or Dwayne Ward. He will ask him to go just 1 inning.
That's what he was in Toronto, too.
Yep.
Turned back the clock, too, a little bit.
And Kevin last year had to use Henke because of a bit of, at times, weakness in the bullpen in longer stints. He doesn't want to do that. He thinks Henke will be a tremendous 1-inning closer. And so far, Tom's been fine. 3 appearances, struck out 4 in 3 innings pitched, and has 2 saves.
And he is the Rangers' 6th pitcher. Dreyer, Hurst, Carpenter, Honeycutt, Howell, and now Henke. And they've all done well. And Henke will try to close it out. Listash, Diaz, and Mieske. And it's interesting, a note passed on that he has 5 hits in this series. Listash does. 4 have come on the first pitch. The reason that's interesting is because, remember, he's used as a leadoff hitter a lot. He's not a leadoff hitter tonight. And you don't usually see your leadoff hitters going after first pitches. And last year, he wasn't very successful on first pitches either.
Yeah, but he wasn't very healthy last year either. Whoops.
He was going to go after that one with a bunt, but he takes a strike. Most hitters are well over 300 when they put the ball in play on the first pitch, and he only had 245 last year. So that's why he's hitting currently exactly 500 this season. Aggressive hitter. No balls and a strike.
The presence of Henke in the game means that this is the first meeting this year of the Rangers 4-H club.
We're all in it.
Hurst, Howell, Honeycutt, and Henke. And a C is about to get the win. Carpenter.
And Dreyer went 4 1/3 innings, allowed just 3 hits and 1 run. Fine job for Armstrong, who had to skip the start. 2 balls and a strike. Henke, through his career, is almost impossible when he's ahead of the count or with 2 strikes. 156 ahead, 139 with 2 strikes. That's all the opposition hits. But like all other pitchers, when he's behind, a little easier. Strange at second base, 1 down. Here's our Sherwin-Williams play of the game, and this was the one that resulted in the Rangers breaking the tie. Diaz trying to dive and take the liner off the bat of pinch hitter Gary Reedus. Couldn't hold it. Base hit. Rangers score the 3rd run to take the lead, although the relay to the plate did get a possible 4th runner out by about 6 minutes. But it was our Sherwin-Williams play of the game. And a strike one called to Diaz.
Rangers very aware that Diaz will occasionally bunt for a base hit. He had almost no power. Both corners in very, very tight.
1 ball, 1-1.
And we remind you that normally there'd be a very tough hitter on deck, Darrell Hamilton, but he left because of a toe injury. So Matt Mieske, who replaced him, is the guy on deck.
Liner to center. Hulse going back for it, way back. It's in the gap all the way to the wall. Now watch Diaz run. He'll have 3 with no problem, as there won't be a throw as he dives into third. He just likes to dive.
Likes to dive, doesn't he?
That was also unnecessary. But it's a triple, and the tying run is at third.
When in doubt, dive, Alex.
Well, he hit this in that spot we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
The defense isn't playing here.
And Greg, you know, we said in about the 3rd inning of the first telecast here is true. This is going to be a triple ballpark. Alex, the ball's still in the outfield.
Just eat some dirt. Here's Mieske now, the infield in. The Rangers don't want to let that tying run score. Because if they do, we're in that situation Norm was concerned about, having used up the pitching staff.
Rangers have only 1 man left in the bullpen, Matt Whiteside.
Mieske hitting only 1-0-77. Hope he stays there. There's a strike call. 1-1.
Now, how much does the injury to Hamilton impact this situation? You feel a lot better if you're a Ranger fan with Mieske at the plate rather than Hamilton. Mieske, a guy that tends to strike out a lot, does have power, a lot more power than Hamilton had, but what you want here if you're the Brewers is some contact made.
Trying to throw it past him, no swing. It's 2 balls and a strike. Hanky knows the situation he's in with the infield in. Strikeout is what he really needs. And so he's trying to turn up that gas. 2 balls and a strike.
Now, if you're Diaz with the infield in, you can get a nice big lead, and on a high chop, maybe even still think of scoring even with the infield in.
Fly foul, curving out of play. Not much room to go, and so it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Greg, the one thing that people should realize when teams bring the infield in, while it enables you to field a ground ball and get the runner at the plate easily if he breaks, the holes are bigger for the hitter. And one thing should be taken into account, and that's there's a lot more bloop room for the hitter. A fly ball basically just behind shortstop has an excellent a chance to drop with this defense as it is.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Tying run at third. We're in the 9th. Rangers lead by 1. Mieske drives it in. That would have been in anyway. This game is tied. It's 3-3. As Mieske, coming into the game only because Darrell Hamilton is injured, comes through in the clutch. And Kevin Seitzer is up now with a runner at first.
And suddenly the advantage in this game has changed dramatically to the visiting Brewers, given that Kennedy's bullpen is pretty well exhausted.
And he really can't go with Hanky very long. He doesn't want to, because he doesn't want to, you know, it's like you don't ruin tomorrow and the day after for today. You have to take those into consideration in baseball.
It is conceivable he lets Hanky pitch the 10th.
1 more perhaps, yeah. Of course, then maybe the Rangers can score in the 9th, huh? Looking ahead, they've got some hitters. Gonzalez, Clark, and Palmer.
This game now is Hanky and Bronchi because of Miski.
Hankey having a little trouble with the control. 1 ball and a strike. Last year, Hankey did not allow a run in his first 11 appearances. And he's already blown this save. He has 2 saves. Chance to get the win, though. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Trouble now is you're starting to invade the bigger part of the lineup again.
On the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Get the body language feeling Kevin Seitzer didn't like that call.
Oh, I think so. He said that was a little wide, wasn't it, Mr. Clark? (3-3). 1 ball, 2 strikes. Into the crowd.
Another hitter, the Rangers playing far around to the opposite field. They give Seitzer all of the left field line and swing Holtz well over to right center, and they put Ducey right down the right field line on it, playing Seitzer as though he were a dead pull left-hand hitter, basically.
The 1-2 pitch, not yet. Go to first. Miski tried only 2 steals last year, but again, he wasn't with this club that much. He was 0 for 2. But again, Milwaukee will run anybody. That's Phil Garner's credo, and that's why their percentage is a little low. And he's going. Pudge's throw. He is out at second base.
That you hear sometimes that a base was stolen on a pitcher. That was a stolen base stopped by a catcher.
Yeah, that was a good example of why Pudge is so highly regarded. He made up for the break with this throw.
Because Miski got a good jump on Hankey.
And now there are 2 outs, and Seitzer's up with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. He stays alive, fouls it into the screen. Well, it takes a little of the pressure off the Rangers now. They figure at least bat in the bottom of the 9th even. If Hankey can get through 1 more hitter now, there's nobody on base. Seitzer did have that big 2-run double in the 5th inning, which gave the Brewers a lead of 2-1 at that point. Well, Hankey may have thought that one was strike 3, but instead it's ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bloop to right side, but Ducey's right there. That retires the side, so we go to the bottom of the 9th. The game is even at 3. Juan Gonzalez, Will Clark, and Dean Palmer. 1 blast will do it. We'll be back.
It's a test of nerves, a play for perfection. The right combination can make you #1. Game, set, match. The ball, deceptive in flight, destructive with speed. Out of control, it will crush you. Mastered, it will make you #1. Prime Tennis. Game, set, match. Reach for the top. Game, set, match. Prime Tennis. All season on HSE.
It's the Battle of the Sunshine State. Hang on tight, because the power of the Canes collide with the muscles of the Tomahawk Chop. The Knolls take it to the Canes, Sunday night at 10 on HSE.
This is the ultimate golf experience. Courses you can only dream about. Tips from the game's masters. And the latest from the pro circuit. Tee it up on the Saturday Morning Golf Tour, exclusively on HSE. You're watching HSE, the best team on TV.
Back we come to the bottom of the ninth. Ranger fans, they got their fingers crossed. They got their binoculars out to check to see the strategic moves that are being made in the dugout. And we also are looking to see what the Rangers are going to do in the bottom of the ninth. Juan Gonzalez will lead off. Juan has a triple in 3 at-bats. Then Will Clark, who has 2 hits and a walk, and Dean Palmer. Former Ranger Jeff Bronke has pitched 2 innings, allowing just 1 hit. And it's 1 ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Gonzalez.
And that 1 hit was at least a little bit tainted, wasn't it?
Little bit. That was the pinch hit. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Playing right into the hands now of Igor. That was the liner that was hit by Gary Reedus that was not caught by Diaz, and Rangers broke the tie at that point. Unbuttoned the shirt on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Action in the Milwaukee bullpen. Scanlon, who got the save in the first game of this series. That tall drink of water to his left is Graham Lloyd, another Australian.
And it's 3 balls and a strike. Well, in the Milwaukee dugout, they're thinking, well, how far do I go with Jeff? He's pitched very well, and he should be able to go at least 3, but it's early.
Lloyd has been up and throwing, by the way.
On the fist to center field. And
dive, Alex, dive!
He almost had to. He went back on it first, but he was hit on the fist as Gonzalez was jammed a little bit, and there's 1 out.
Tell you what, the removal of Hamilton from this game has put some people in pivotal positions. Diaz, plus and minus, and Mieske, and as we thought, maybe 1 man, and then the left-hander Lloyd to come face Will Clark.
So Graham Lloyd, another from Australia, will pitch to his Australian countrymate as he comes in to pitch. Don't forget, our next telecast will be April 24th. We're starting a little slow this year on HSC. There's a basketball game still trying to finish up, but we'll finish strong. And Sunday, April 24th, the Indians, our next telecast from the ballpark in Arlington, as the flag unfurled and blowing high atop the center field seats there, the center field office building.
Graham Lloyd is a tall drink of water who turned 27 years old last week. He's from Geelong, Victoria, Australia, 6'7", 230. Here is yet another player taken out of the Blue Jays system originally by the Phillies and then traded over to the Brewers. Graham Lloyd debuted last year as a rookie in the major leagues, and he was just flat out good. In 55 games, he gave the Brewers 63 innings and a 2.83 earned run average. Greg, one of the most impressive things about him, unusually good control. Only 13 walks in 63-plus innings.
Good against left-handed hitters, only 192, and that's why he's in here to see what he can do with Will Clark. And Graham Lloyd, of course, been used almost exclusively as a relief pitcher. Good big fella. Stein actually is a free agent by Toronto originally, then went to Milwaukee through Philadelphia in a 3-way deal involving John Trisler and Rule 5 draft. He was drafted. It was a sort of a complicated transaction through Philadelphia, but signed originally with Toronto, and now we'll see what he does against Will Clark. And of course, Will's job changes a little bit here with Gonzalez retired and not on base.
You want to hear a good start to a season? Graham Lloyd's faced 2 men and gotten 3 outs this year.
That's a start, yeah.
That's a decent start.
Yep.
He came in, threw a double play ball against the Angels, and then came in and struck out the only man he faced Monday against the Rangers.
Will Clark with this at bat hitting .350, and he takes the first pitch, ball 1.
Now, it is possible Will Clark has seen Graham Lloyd before, because the Brewers and Giants trained in Arizona.
2 balls, no strikes. And it's 3-0. So the man with the very fine control is being maybe too fine to Will Clark. Dean Palmer will be the next hitter. Dean robbed of a base hit last time up. 3-1. Full.
Brewers keep the bullpen busy, and it's, I guess, conceivable that if Clark gets on, this is Lloyd's only man.
He didn't. Struck him out. Will very upset with himself, coming from a 3-0 count in his favor and getting only one swing. And here's Palmer.
See if this pitch is a strike. I think that may be what Will's unhappy about. He feels he may have swung at ball 4.
Palmer hitless in the game so far, and the pitch is a ball.
Do see the left-hand hitters on deck.
Yeah, the Rangers could make a change there. They've still got James, but Palmer's going to almost have to get himself, I would think, in scoring position, because we may be facing extra innings.
Yes.
Two balls and a strike. Dean hitting at .296 with this at bat. Grounded into a double play. Chopped that one just on the roof of the Brewer dugout. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We are even at 3 as we are in the bottom of the 9th. Brewers score a run off reliever Tom Henke in the top of the inning to send it to this point. Fly foul into the load to the right side. $45,500, or rather 45,455. The attendance tonight here at the ballpark in Arlington on this Wednesday night. Again, the 2-2 to Palmer. Foul ball. That one skipped up off the playing surface into the stands. Well, he's seeing a lot of pitches here from Lloyd. All he wants is one mistake. And he didn't get it. He struck out. That retires the side. So we're going to play extra innings in the first night game ever in the ballpark in Arlington. And we'll be back with inning number 10 in a moment.
Man, if Mike was here right now, he'd want to be like me, because I'm the man.
Yeah, you the man.
Don't you?
Nah.
This is my house. He be serving me.
Hey, I play you for that Gatorade.
I'm down.
Gatorade, the one with the minerals and energy, the energy and the fluids are slamming the thirst inside of me. Gatorade, thirst quench, you gotta give me some.
Oh! Where's my Gatorade?
Nothing slams a deep down body thirst better than Gatorade. Absolutely nothing.
I'm the man.
Oh, hold up.
Gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car.
What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. And now give your tires a quick kick with one-step tire care.
You can have the style. You can have the guts. You can make all the right moves. But never underestimate your opponent. Or it's lights out. Prime Championship Boxing. Top-ranked fighters across the nation showcase their talent in an all-out brawl. From lightweights to heavyweights, the action isn't over till the last man lays on the canvas on Prime Championship Boxing. Friday night at 9, live on HSE. You're watching HSE, the best team on TV.
And on a night of firsts, here's another one. The first extra inning game on the first night game in the ballpark in Arlington.
And you're not going to get much more even than 3-8-1 for each team. And Hankey's going to go a second inning.
Well, he's a sixth Ranger pitcher, and now he'll face Turner Ward. Or, let's see, that's Ward. He was just taking his time getting up. 21 pitches in the ninth inning for Hankey, so this would be, if it's a few pitch inning, this has got to be it.
No action in the Ranger pen. Nothing going on in the Milwaukee pen. Now, Milwaukee might well get a right-hander ready.
First pitch chopper to first base, Clark. One out. Well, that helps as far as the pitch count.
Yeah.
And Jaha.
If there's a threat in the lineup to hit the ball out of the park, it's this guy.
Hit 2 this year. And he and Nilsson both have the, Nilsson and Seitzer all have 2. That's tops on the Brewers. He had 19 last year, and as Norm mentioned earlier, is really red hot from, August on. Finally started feeling comfortable in the major leagues. Big rip.
Rangers playing just about dead straight away. A pull on the infield.
Biggest problem with Jaha throughout his career has been big swinger, always behind the count. Well, he's even here. 1 ball and a strike.
Greg, the deeper alleys here make this park look huge, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like there's loads of hitting room as compared to the older park.
There's more ground to cover, and
oh my! Oh my! The first base umpire Dan Morrison said it was a strike.
Well, it wasn't because it was over the plate. Hankey will take it. Now let's see what you think. Well,
yeah.
The problem with that, there's still a problem though with the slow-mo on that. And the slow-mo is you can't really tell when the swing actually ended. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's called out.
We can tell when the at-bat ended.
First strikeout for Hankey. Second out of the inning.
Main Street. Yeah. Oh.
Had nice tailing movement back in on him and knee high.
Now, Nielsen's thinking one thing here. Take it out.
Baby-faced guy, likes to play all year round. In Australia, of course, when winter is summer and summer is winter in relationship to what we have.
Very smart. Hankey, realizing Nielsen's looking for a fastball he can drive, takes something off on the first pitch.
Finished well last year. Nielsen at 290 from July 1st on last year. Finished at 257, so you can see how he brought it up. Little nubber out in front of the plate. Hankey, as we go to the bottom of the 10th. Rangers coming up in the bottom of the 10th. It'll be Ducey, Rodriguez, and Beltre-Du. It is 3-3.
get it moving. And the silver bullet has the taste to keep it moving. Coors Light. Naturally brewed for a taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Keep on moving.
The time has finally come for the cordless power roller from Wagner. Now you control the flow of paint. So the Wagner power roller can cut jobs in half. Smoothly and evenly, it can cover areas twice as fast. And cleanup is a snap. So you can finish one job and do another. Get your hands on a real value, because the value of Wagner keeps on rolling.
Prime Racing has got the checkered flag. Start your engines, race fans. Prime has captured the pole position for the top NASCAR, ASA, NHRA, SCCA, and AMA road events. Plus magazine shows that highlight the leading drivers and the best races. Whether it's 4 wheels or 2 wheels, anything that burns rubber, shifts gears, pushes the barriers of speed, Prime Racing has got the checkered flag. Start your engines with Prime Racing throughout the season on HSE. You're watching HSE, the best team on TV.
As you see the Ranger Brain Trust, Willie Upshaw hitting coach, and you see Tom Hinkey with the jacket still on the pitching arm, so that would tend to believe that if they have to go to another inning, he'd still give it a shot. Meanwhile, here's James. He's going to pinch hit. But he may have some time. Yeah, the announcement is made. Garner hears it. It's official, so he now makes a pitching change. There's some way they could speed up baseball. They could just say, okay, if you're going to pinch hitter, go ahead and you have to name it right away, and he's got to make his pitching change right away while everyone's watching commercials.
Graham Lloyd's probably trying to figure out what he did wrong. Let me see here. I struck out Will Clark and Dean Palmer, and now I leave because Chris James is pinch hitting?
And what side does Palmer hit from?
Yes.
That seems to be the right side. But he's out.
Lloydie getting congratulations on the Milwaukee bench, and Bob Scanlon joins the game. Cubs pitcher picked up in the offseason by the Brew Crew.
They got him in a deal for Rafael Novoa, outfielder Mike Carter, back in December. Scanlon was in 70 games last year, but he usually 1 inning, 1+. That's about what he averages.
Tell you what, he's pretty durable, isn't he? 70 games last year, 69 the year before. And in about 2.5 years with the Cubs, this guy threw over 270 innings in 179 appearances.
Let's remind you that when we have guests on our Ranger postgame show, they all receive $100 gift certificates courtesy of Merle Harmon's Fanfare, the sports fans gift shop with locations all throughout the HSE region. You can get all your new Ranger and Astro paraphernalia. Actually, you don't have to stop with those two teams, because, as we said earlier, everybody changed things this year, it seems. Phil Garner wearing the new Brewer cap. Some teams change more than once. They have different combinations for the road, including caps, than they do at home. Center field shot from the ballpark in Arlington. Still the exterior being worked on, the exterior of the landscaping. The park itself is finished. And we'll take a look at Bob Scanlon working to Chris James.
One score that you've seen move already on our scoreboard tonight. Greg, Philadelphia beat Colorado 12-3 in one of the lower scoring games this year of these two teams. They got 15 games. That drags the average between those two teams this year down to 18 runs scored per game when they meet.
James hitting .313 this season. 5 for 16, a couple of doubles, a triple, home run.
And if you haven't seen Chris James before, buckle up, He's not a patient man. He comes off the bench a hacking.
But he doesn't have to worry about the first two pitches. They're wide. 2 balls and no strikes. He was a .390 hitter ahead of the count last year. That slapped into the crowd. That was it looked like up and in to the point it might have been ball 3, but it's 2 balls and a strike.
The Brewers give James the entire right field corner. Look at how far off the line they play him. And we've already seen James hit the ball down there, and they also give him the left field corner. There it is.
But it's foul. Well, he's going for the corner. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. They've really bunched him in the outfield. The left fielder gives him the left field line. The right fielder gives him the right field line. And outfielder seems about to shake hands in the middle.
Apparently their book says that James will not hit the line.
They're guarding the corners on the infield.
That odd.
3 balls.
Well, we could have a situation where the book says.
Look how much they're going. He's not quite that much, but he's only about a foot off that line.
And first base.
Same way.
But the outfielders will give the lines.
He drives the ball to center field. Get down. It is a base hit. Chris James with the Rangers' second pinch hit of the ball game leads off the 10th inning. And now Rodriguez figures to be in a bunt situation.
You know, Greg, if the Rangers do win this game, again, it will bring up the question people ask in this situation all the time. Why in the world take an effective Graham Lloyd out of the game just because they put a guy who hits from the other side up there? And it garners a percentage manager. A lot of people are percentage managers, but it doesn't stop people from asking.
Well, and Scanlon, right-handers hit about 259 against him last year. That is not dominant.
No.
Now here is Rodriguez. Brewers suspect the bunt. They get a bad bunt, but it's foul and not catchable. That was almost a bad good bunt. It almost went over the head of Jaha, and if it had been in fair territory, it would have been a weird one. No balls and a strike. Can't get it done. Nothing in 2. Oh, boy. Fundamentals.
Well, it's the second time tonight the Rangers have tried to bunt a man up, and the second time they failed. And the first time cost them a run. Remember when Manny Lee didn't get the bunt down way back early in the game?
In his case, that's a real sin because he's going to have to do that a lot with his expected batting average and 9th spot in the batting order.
Now what you worry about is Rodriguez is very double play prone as a hitter. Hits a lot of hard ground balls.
Foul ball. Still nothing in 2.
You know, Chris James, pretty good baseball player. When he showed up last year, he played well. He looked good in spring training. He's looked good so far this season. He's a pretty nice guy to just find on the street.
He played well with the Astros while he was with them last year, and then at the end of the year, he came over here, was very serviceable. He's sometimes a streak hitter, but he's solid, knows how to play the games. Had some shoulder problems, but they seem to be pretty much cleared up. Another foul ball. Fudge not getting around on the offerings of Scanlon. Still nothing in 2. Big Bob, 6'8", 210 from Los Angeles. Lives in Beverly Hills. Well, I guess he can afford it. He's been in the major leagues for about almost 3 years. Just a defensive punch.
Nice piece of hitting there.
That's pretty close to the HSE luxury box, the Hank Greenberg suite. That foul ball. I think it might have been. Is that it? That's the one. It was right in it. I knew it was right near there. That's where we sit when we're not doing the games? We do. You can invite us. There's a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Brewers still covering the lines here. The third baseman's sights are glued to the chalk, and a big hole between short and third, and a huge hole between first and second for Rodriguez to shoot at.
Another foul ball, and this one's over the top of the sweep and slapped off a chair. Three balls and 3 strikes. 3 balls and 3 strikes. How about 3-3 to score? I'm thinking foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Number now on deck for the Rangers is Beltre, because Lee was removed for a pinch hitter last go-round.
Six foul balls with this at bat. Unfortunately, 2 of them were bunt attempts. Supposed to get those favored.
Greg, the use of James leaves Kennedy almost depleted in everything now.
Yeah, he's pretty much got to say, okay, guys, go play. No more managing. Hard foul. Thought he might get him with an off speed because Pudge had been fouling off the fast ones, but that one hung up there, and that was pretty easy for him to time, even though he couldn't hit it fair.
At this point, Kennedy has 1 bullpen pitcher left, Matt Whiteside, and 2 bench players, Billy Ripken and Junior Ortiz, and neither one of those people sort of famous for offensive input.
And what do we got? We got something loose out in the ball, I guess. Gosh, that was the foul ball that the left fielder Ward tossed up into the crowd. They didn't even want that because I guess it came from a Brewer. He was just being nice. I'm assuming that's how that happened. Low, 2-2.
Rodriguez done a terrific job of battling here.
He has, after he failed miserably in trying to get the sacrifice down. At least he's hanging in there.
I'd get that ball. I'd get the ball called in and looked at. That ball bounced, and there's a chance there's some grit or a scratch on it. Good pitcher like Scanlon, he can use that. I'd have the ball checked.
To the right side, base hit. James heading to third. Here's the throw. It is cut off at second base, and the Rangers have the winning run at third, and a base hit to right by Rodriguez.
Rodriguez may have had a very shaky first couple of pitches where he couldn't get the bunt down, but that was a terrific at-bat by Pudge. Nice piece of hitting. Ball down and on the outer half.
James chugging into third base with another one of those unnecessary head-first dives, but he is there, and now Phil Garner coming to the mound. Rangers have the winning run at third with nobody out. So here's the situation with the Rangers. Normally, you might say, well, we'll go ahead and walk the next guy, but I don't think you're going to do that with Esteban Beltre, who is not a great hitter. So that's what he's talking about. He's saying you pitch to this guy.
Well, and he also might be discussing what kind of defense, too.
And watch out for the squeeze.
Yes. Now the question is, who comes in where? Does he bring an outfielder in? Sometimes managers will bring an outfielder in and play a 5th infielder in this situation. See exactly what the Brewers decide to do here.
So Beltre, the native of the Dominican Republic, is the hitter.
Brewers going to keep a 4 infielder, 3 outfielder alignment. The outfielders are all going to play very, very shallow.
Normally, they wouldn't be playing real deep for him anyway, although he did hit 8 home runs last year in AAA at Nashville.
Just going to guess here, Greg, that if they manage to get Beltre, they walk Hulse to fill the bases and go for the DP with strength.
I think so. So Beltre's a key hitter here. Esteban Beltre. Big rip and a miss. No balls and a strike. Esteban played at Nashville all of last year in the White Sox organization at .292 with 8 homers and 52 RBIs. In the major leagues, he is a .190 hitter, 57 games for the White Sox the year before.
Esteban swinging, though he needed a 400-foot fly ball there.
Ball one. And by the way, he is also, now this is a trivia answer that no one will ever remember because it really isn't important, except that he actually hit the first batting practice home run by a Ranger in the workout they had before the fans, before the exhibition game in the Mets the day before. He hit the first one out of the park once the park was open. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Brewers have Fetters up and ready in the bullpen, but they're choosing to cast their lot with Scanlon, who's done certainly nothing to encourage them at this point. 2 balls hit very hard this inning.
Scanlon got a save with 1 pitch on Monday, and he's 1 bad pitch away from getting a loss here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the batting order, standing on deck in David Holmes. Another foul ball.
Boy, Beltre does have a hacker's approach, doesn't he? He's a free swinger for a skinny young man.
Take some shots. Only listed 155 pounds, 5'10". He's going against a 6'8" pitcher. Standing on a hill. Foul ball again.
This is another nice at-bat. This is a backup shortstop with not much in the way of offensive credentials, but Beltre's making Scanlon work very, very hard.
I haven't seen a good off-speed from Scanlon, and their foul, the fastball seems to be pretty good. They're just getting a piece of it. Remember, he threw the one off-speed that really wasn't a very good pitch to Budge, and he fouled it to left. Another foul ball. Well, a chance to be a first victory hero here for Esteban Beltre. Again, the 2-2. Rangers win it. Esteban Beltre with a single to right, and the Rangers have won the first ever at night and the first ever in the Ballpark in Arlington.
A nice job of hitting. Scanlon down and away, and all Beltre does is stay right on top of it.
James comes in, the first of 3 successive singles by the Rangers in the bottom of the 10th. James a pinch hit single, Ivan Rodriguez a single, and Beltre a single, and the Rangers win it 4-3. The first victory in the new ballpark, the first night game ever played here. The Rangers win it 4-3. We'll be back to recap this victory.